There will always be someone who can't see your worth. Don't let it be you. You are not rejected. You are redirected to something better. The more you try to be everything to everyone, the more you become nothing to yourself. When you stop trying to please everyone, you begin to understand who truly values you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. If you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your goals. A man who fears rejection is a man who has already rejected himself. You'll lose it if you talk about it. Life is like an elevator. On your way up, sometimes you have to stop and let some people off. The moment you stop seeking validation from others is the moment you find true confidence. You can only change when your mind is stronger than your emotions. A toxic environment is more likely to change you than you change it. People will disappoint you, so never put all your trust in anyone. Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Don't lose yourself by tolerating too much from the people you want to keep. If you find someone smarter than you, work with them. Do not compete. Avoid people who use their pain as an excuse to hurt you. You grow as much as the amount of truth you're willing to accept about yourself without running away. If you never heal from what hurt you, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. The more you spend clinging to the past, the less likely your future will be any brighter. The quickest way to acquire self-confidence is to do exactly what you are afraid to do. When people treat you like they don't care, believe them. When you build in silence, no one knows where to attack. If you know how quickly people forget the dead, you will stop living to impress people. Never take advice from someone who isn't where you want to be. Comfort is the worst addiction and a cheap ticket to depression. People will start hating you when they cannot control you. Pain only leaves you when it teaches you something. Don't spend your life dreaming about what you could have been in another place or under different circumstances. Instead, invest your energy in what is right in front of you. Every second you spend comparing your life to someone else's is a second spent wasting yours. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but be wise enough to know who to seek it from. You are allowed to change the price of access to you. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. We spend our first half learning what not to do, and the second half wishing we did more of it. You're never ready for what you have to do, you just do it. That makes you ready. Stop expecting others to give you more respect than the respect you give yourself. Sometimes the hardest part of the journey is simply believing you're worthy of the destination. The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. If you only blame your problems on someone else, don't expect your life to get better. Never let yourself become completely dependent on anyone. Always be able to support yourself financially, mentally, and physically. Never tell your problems to anyone because 80% don't care and 20% are glad you have them. Numbing the pain for a while will make it worse when you finally feel it. Your growth depends on your willingness to keep learning, even when it's boring. Be careful who you let in your life. People will come, drain the life out of you, then leave and blame everything on you. The moment you realize that your past mistakes are not chains but lessons, you can begin to craft a future that isn't dictated by your regrets. The greatest danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. Keep your distance from people who will never admit they are wrong and always try to make you feel like it's all your fault. There's no shame in saying, "I don't know. Nobody has all the answers." Pretending to be perfect doesn't make you perfect. You learn a lot about people when they don't get what they want. If you can't say no, then your yes means nothing. You must discipline yourself carefully, keep the promises you make to yourself, and reward yourself so that you can trust and motivate yourself. People give you advice based on their perspective. You cannot be everywhere and have everything. Learn to make the right choices and commit to things that matter most.